All right, welcome to chapter 12. We now move into pronominal suffixes on the ends of words. And so these are object suffixes for sentences, but they attach directly to words. They also attach directly to verbs, but we won't get into that until chapters 27, 28. In this chapter, we're going to be attaching suffixes to nouns, so something like his horse or her horse, their city, things like that, those suffixes. And these can be a little bit tricky. Let's look at the chart here. And what I want to show you on these related to the chart is that we have both a singular option and a plural option, okay? And what we mean by this, if you'll notice, it's a singular noun or a plural noun, but we can have a first common singular suffix, okay? So what we have to do in this chapter is make the distinction in translation between a singular suffix, first person singular is my, and a singular or plural noun, okay? And so what we mean by that is if you have a 1cs singular suffix on a plural noun, you're going to get something like this. Let me write one out. Susai. My horse says, if that makes any sense. So the noun is plural because we used this suffix. However, that suffix is still a singular pronoun. Okay, so hopefully that will make sense to you in translation. The second piece of that puzzle is that it's going to be very important that you memorize these suffixes correctly in both the singular and plural columns and know which one you're using. Now the textbook, I'm looking at page 75 right now here at my desk, and the textbook does list singular nouns on the left column and plural nouns on the right column. So it follows this chart nicely as to which set of boxes you're supposed to use, but nonetheless you'll have to be able to recognize those, especially in translation. Now, as far as creating these, it's the same steps as we have used previously. Okay, so let's look at this example. I'm working with a new stylus here, and so I'm getting used to some of the thick and thin marks on it. As a matter of fact, let me just move to this one and avoid that altogether. We're going to use the same steps. This time what we want to do is make a 2MP suffix on the singular noun amal. And step one is going to be proto, okay? Amal, I didn't put the vowels on it, but it would look like this. So we have two non-historic long vowels become the corresponding short vowels in proto. Next, what we're going to do is add the box. This time, the box that we are going to use on a 2MS singular, or sorry, 2MP singular is going to be this one right here. And if you'll notice, Dr. Fuller mentions this is a silent schwa. The schwa is really political. If you look at the footnote there, it's really a political schwa. But for this case, these two here, we want to label it as silent. Up here, we're going to treat it as if it's vocal, so just keep that in mind. But this is the one we're looking at for this section. So let's go back to our example, and we're going to add that box. We have the schwa, kaf, final mem with the segol. Now, this is also what we call a heavy ending. So most of our accents have been on the box. Not in this case. Now we're going to move our accent to the final syllable. And this is what we call a heavy ending. Okay, vowels stay the same. We've added the box. So now let's run the rules of syllables. keep the box the same. That doesn't change. I always write the accent in here just to help me see it, but again, it's not going to be super necessary. Now, here's the trick. We're going to treat this schwa. Let me change colors real quick so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to treat this schwa here as if it were silent. So that means we're going to make a cut here, syllable division. Find the next vowel, find its consonant, and make the next cut. So there are our 2 syllable divisions. In this word, we have 1, 2, 3 vowels, so we end up with 3 syllables. Okay. In this case, we now have a closed unaccented syllable requiring a short vowel right there, and we have an originally open proprytonic syllable that reduces to a vocal schwa. There it is. This is a guttural letter, so remember that our gutturals are going to take a composite vocal, but right there is our answer, Amalchem. And I think that's got it on that one. So let's move on to the next one. And for this one, what I want to do is a 2ms on a plural noun of nachash. So this is a snake. And we're going to use the 2ms. So you'll notice immediately that we're doing a singular suffix on a plural noun. So don't let that confuse you. I'll translate it here at the end. But let's just work through these steps real systematically here to start. Okay, 2 non-historic long vowels become the corresponding short vowels in Proto. So there those are. Next, we're going to add our box. And this time the box that we want to use is this one. It's ayech, okay, with that final cough there, okay? And the accent on this one does fall on the box, so be sure that you catch that. We're going to keep the vowels the same. Final step, let's change our color so we can see it. Oops, I want to rewrite everything first. Nachashayech. There and there. Good. So the next one, what we're going to do is run our rules. We don't change our box, okay? So everything up here is going to stay the same. Find our consonant and we're going to make the cut. Find the next consonant and make the cut. Here we have open pretonic requires long, lengthen that one, and we have originally open proprytonic reduces to the schwa. We have a noon right here, not a guttural problem, so we can leave that that schwa. So we have nechashayech, nechashayech, and so this is a the box on here is a 2ms box, but it's the 2ms box from the right side of the chart, which means it's a plural noun. Therefore, we have here your singular snakes. There you go. Plural snakes, singular person. Okay, so that's how these would translate out. I hope that helps you there with a couple of examples. If you have questions, let me know.